Hello, and welcome to Miss O'Grady's version on how to make a circle graph using Microsoft Excel and some data, of course. So this video is being made for a science class in which we did a waste audit on in our homes where the waste is coming from. So even though I didn't quite have my data all finished in this table, I'm going to show you using what's here. And so when you're making a circle graph, you need to think about you're comparing things to a whole, right? So I'm comparing to all of my household waste. What types of waste did I have? Was it paper and cardboard? Was it cans and bottles and other types of containers, plastics and metals? Was it food compost or was it true garbage, plastic that's already formed that can't be recycled? Or like saran wrap type plastics or gum wrappers, fruit stickers, stuff like that. Okay, so these are the things I'm going to be comparing. Um, so you need to know your total number for each category. Okay, and then you're going to go into your computer and open up, even though it's called Microsoft Excel, in my computer it's just under the E for Excel. Okay, so you'll click on that, and mine is already opened. And you're going to want to create a blank workbook. So you click on that. Okay. So column A is always your categories. Okay. And you should give that a title based on what your categories represent. So in this case, mine is types of trash is what I'm going to call mine. Now, if you want your column to be wider, you just kind of come up. It's kind of finicky right now. Hold on, there we go. I just clicked another box. And see how I've got an arrow that goes side to side? And I can drag it over and poof, make it bigger. And since it's a title, I'm going to bold it by pressing Control and B. Okay, so now column A should always be your words, your different categories. Okay, so I was looking at paper products, right, and cardboard. I was looking at containers and other recycling. I was looking at composting my food waste. And then I was looking at just plain yucky garbage. Okay. Um, and then this one is going to be my number or my amount. Number of pieces, but it's going to be in percent. So we'll go amount. Okay. So let's go back to my data now that we've got that all set up. Okay, so you always want to have what are your different categories, and then column B is going to be your number column. Okay, so we'll go back. Now, there's a lot of data in this table, but I want to know in total for the days that I measured, how much did I have for each category? We did calculate the percents. For all this, that was just kind of a math exercise. Microsoft Excel will actually do that all for you. So you just need your total numbers, okay? So I have 21, 16, 13, and 19. Let's see if I can remember those. 21. I want to go down, containers. I'm going to go 16, 13, and 19. I think that's what they were again. Let me just double check. 16, 13, 19. Great. Okay. So now I've got my data table. Okay. You can click on any of the four corners, top left, top right, bottom right, but you've got to click on one of the corners that actually has information in it. Okay. And you're going to click and hold down your clicker and drag so that only your table is highlighted. You don't want to go too far like this. That's not going to work. Okay. You only want your table highlighted. So that's telling Microsoft Excel that this is the information I want. Okay, and then we go up to, let me move my recorder out of the way. There we go. Oh, I lost my highlighting. There we go. And I can click down here just the same and highlight that way. I'm going to go to Insert because I want to create a graph. And then here you can see charts, and there's like bar chart, line chart, all kinds of different ones. We want a pie chart or circle chart, and you can kind of pick the style you like. I always really like these 3D ones like this. Okay. Okay, so here we have a pie chart, and there's a legend down at the bottom here for my different categories, but a lot of us don't have color printers. Sorry, before we get into fixing this up, we're actually going to move this. If I were to save this document like this, this right side of the pie chart is actually too far over to print on the piece of paper, and it'll print on a second piece underneath and look really funky. Or even if you're saving it to submit it. So always drag your pie chart so that it's nice and tucked in right underneath your data. And that way, when you go to print, it'll look nice. Okay, so we've got that dragged. Now we have to make this a little nicer. If we're printing in black and white, you're not going to be able to see which how the legend matches up. So this style is actually not the best style. So let's click on a few. This is getting better. Now we can actually see how it matches up. But let's, a proper pie graph or circle graph has percents labeled. So let's look and see if we can find one. Here we go. This is kind of neat. So it has the titles and the percents, and it also has a legend at the side. Kind of repetitive. We don't really need a legend at the side. This one I like. It has a legend at the bottom too. Why does it do that? We don't need that. Anyway, so you can click around until you see one that you really like. If you're going to print, I recommend not picking a black background because that uses a lot of ink. You know what? I think I really like this one. I like the looks of this one. Okay. So each of the categories is labeled. You can see the percents, and they even match up with the percents that we had calculated. Double check there. 30% for paper products and 30% for paper products. Okay, our title needs fixing. This title should tell us exactly what this pie chart is about, even if you didn't have anything else to look at. Okay, so I'm going to name this Mrs. Oh, it's all capitals here. Okay, Mrs. O'Grady's home waste. Home waste audit, I guess. Yeah, an audit is when you look over something, right? So in my household, you can almost see it's almost equally distributed. A little bit more on the paper though, right? So there you go. That's how to make a pie chart. And the only last thing would be to save this with an appropriate title. So save as. Always save your work as somewhere where you're going to be able to find it first and as a title that matches what it is. So I clicked on my OneDrive and then I'm clicking on, I'm in the science course and I'm in Unit 3. Okay, Book 1 is not a good title. That's not going to help me at all. I know it's Unit 3, so I'm going to give it a 3. It was actually 3.1. It was our first assignment of it. And see, these other titles that have already come up, right? So I'm just going to pick, it's not a Word document though, so it's Excel. So 3.1 Household Waste Audit O'Grady, and I'm going to call it the graph. Okay, and save that. So I've double checked it's in a location that I like where I can find it, and it has a title that I know exactly what it is for when I go to find it later. Okay, once this saves, I'm just going to show you what I was talking about if this was moved over. So let me just move this over here a bit like it was before. And I'm going to try a print preview maybe. If I were to go to print, just give it a moment to load. Oh, it's just showing that. Isn't that lovely? Well, often it doesn't look that pretty. Anyway, so just make sure that, oh, I know why. I've just clicked on that. Okay, let's try this again. So now if I go to print and the graph isn't highlighted, wait, see what you get? Yeah, there's my data. And then see how like the graph got cut off and the rest of the graph is on the next page, right? So that's why I meant by either, I guess, highlight it before you hit print or just make sure it's tucked underneath and then it'll all print nice. Okay, I hope that was helpful and I look forward to seeing all your graphs. Let me know and message me if you have any questions. Bye.